Hi! Today we're going to find the teen databases on the library website and take a look at one called Gale Ebooks. The first thing you'll want to do is make sure you're on the library's website, which is shypublib.org. Once you're on the library website, it should look like this. What you'll need to do first, though, is log into the library's website with your library card. So what you do is you log in the upper right corner where it says login/mycpl. You click or tap on that, and then you click on the green bar that says login/register. Okay, you're going to type in your library barcode number. Don't put any spaces in if you have a card with spaces. And if you have an e-card number, you need the letters and the numbers. And then your PIN is usually your zip code unless you have changed it. Now, if you get this message, there's something going on. We need to reset your PIN, or maybe your card's not in the system anymore. So if you need some assistance, scroll down. In the bottom right corner, there's the library's main phone number, 312-747-4300. We also have an email form and a chat for help. You will log in and then you'll be back at this screen here. Now, how do you find the teen databases? Well, from this page, scroll down a tiny bit till you get to a black bar that says Explore CPL. The third option over is teens. I want to show you another way though, just in case this part of the website ever changes. You can also find that same page under Browse and then Teens under By Audience. Either of those ways will get you to the main page for teens. Okay, so on this page you'll see book suggestions, events for teens, the teens blog, and then here on the left side in this greenish bar you'll see a link that says online resources for teens. That is what you want to click or tap. So then when you're here, this is the main page with databases that are good for high school students, for teenagers specifically. They're divided on the left side by category: biography, books and reading. That's going to be like if you want to get a book suggestion. Encyclopedias, we're going to look there to start because that's a good place to start before you jump in to find articles to get some more background information about your topic. They also have subjects like English, health, history, social science, special section for history fair, a general section for magazine and newspaper articles, online tutoring, we have a video about that, and then science. We're going to start by looking at the encyclopedias. All right, so we have some general ones like Encyclopedia Britannica in English and Spanish. World Book Student, those are general. A good place to start though at the high school level is this one called Gale Ebooks, because this has some books and encyclopedias and ebooks that are very specific. So you can scroll down here to see some of the different ebooks. Now, when you search databases, we'll talk a lot about the search box. It's sort of like Google, but not. You're not going to be typing in whole sentences or questions. And one of the suggestions we usually have for databases is to go to the advanced search, because it gives you more options to narrow down your search by date and all that. For this database though, you can use that, but this database is set up so that you can just go right to a specific book and you could browse. So you'll see right away some of the topics that are covered and some of the titles. There's no right or wrong way to do this. It just gives you options. So if you're pretty specific, you're like, yes, I am researching, something in the arts. Maybe you're researching something on music. You can just kind of scroll through the arts. That's where music is. And we have some very specific resources on rap, hip hop, K-pop, EDM, a couple on hip hop, comics, manga, graphic novels, etc. If you want to see the full list of topics covered, tap up here under collections. So it's arts, biography, etc., history. Now you'll see some overlap. Some of the books on this appear in more than one category because they cover more than one topic. All right. Let's go back though to the main page, and we'll just take a quick look at one of the books just to see how this works. Let's go into the rap and hip hop. So you can view the entire book if you want by clicking View Ebook, and then a screen opens. Now this book is 75 pages, and you can page through using the arrows at the top. You could zoom in and zoom out. Now here at the top you see some tools like cite and download. Most of the databases we have will have an option for you to form a citation for your bibliography, or your works cited page rather. You'll need to have your citations. This is just information about the resource you're using. The author's name, the title if it's a chapter or an article, the book or the journal it appeared in, the date it was published, etc. You can download a specific article or chapter. You can print. Now here, let's go back to the main page for the book here. There are different sections of the book, different chapters. So say we looked at creating a following. Okay, now looking at just one specific chapter, you'll see options to yourself articles. So again, up here, send to, that's just another way you could send it straight to your Google Drive or email. And so we see print, cite, etc. We also see a few more options like translate. So if you read better in a different language, you could translate the article. You could again zoom in and zoom out, and you can listen to the article. And you could download it to your phone and play it in your MP3 player. So you do have the option to search. We always advise you to use the advanced search. Just gives you more options. So say you just wanted to do a search for hip hop. Sometimes putting it in quote marks like that works. So for now, we're going to just do search, and then up here it says sort by relevance. So what this database is doing is trying to pick the most relevant chapters from books based on what you search. So hip hop summits, hip hop fashion. So the first one is in that Encyclopedia of Hip Hop Culture, but the second one, hip hop fashion, is in Encyclopedia of Clothing and Fashion. So just by tapping or clicking on the link for the article title, you can get to that. So this, and these vary in length. Some are pretty lengthy and others might just be a short paragraph. They will include photos, and oftentimes they have maybe short videos in there as well. That is all for Gale databases.